Jethro here. Welcome to a tier maker video. The impromptu ones that I just spring on you. Usually on a Sunday morning when it's nice and chilled. It's a chilled day. Thought I would do this. This is pretty cool. And today we're going to do Jethro Tull. Now, I ranked Jethro Tull way back in July of 2021, so one of my first lot of videos really. So since then they've released 2 new albums, so I thought it's about time we sort of update and see if my listening's changed. Let's say 1 or 2 may have moved up, 1 or 2 may have moved down, and then I'm going to put in the 2 latest albums. So we'd better get started. So categories today are top draw, excellent, solid, mixed bag, and blip. So let's start. Let's go back to where it all started, and to 1968. And this was. And on here we had got My Sunday Feeling and Serenade to a Cuckoo are 2 of my favourite tracks. Now where does it come on here? I mean, I ranked it at number 12 back in the day. I do like the album, although it is it's a bit indifferent in places. It's a mixture of jazz, blues, folk. So I think that's got to go into mixed bag, because it was okay, but it wasn't the best. Okay, 1969. We had Stand Up, and on here we've got Fat Man and Bury. A little bit better, I think. I had it on the other day. I mean, I ranked it at number 11 last time, but I actually enjoyed it more this time round, so I'm going to put it in a solid position. Solid ranking. Okay, next up we go to 1970 and Benefit. Yeah, it's still up there for me. Nothing to Say and Playing Time are the 2 of my favourite tracks off this album. And it is still top draw Jethro Tull for me. I think it always will be. Okay, next up was 1971, and it was Aqualung. Recently did a short on Aqualung, and it was my number 2, and it's, of course, it's still my number 2 album, and he sits there in the top drawer. Up next, 1972, Thick as a Brick, my favourite Jethro Tull album. It's just a brilliant album, and of course it's still my top drawer, and I think this one will nothing will never knock Thick as a Brick out of its number 1 position. Up next was A Passion Play from 1973. This was number 6 in that original album ranking. It's another great album. We've got Act 2, The Memory Bank, Act 3, The Business of G.O.D. Great stuff. It's still an excellent album, so it can go in there. 1974 then, we got War Child, probably one of the most hideous covers. It's a horrible cover, but it's a great album. It's got Skating Away on the Thin Ice and War Child of Self. This was number 10 for me then, and it's still a very solid album. So it'll go, I'll put it in there before Stand Up. It's still an album I do like listening to. Next up then, we've got from 1975, Minstrel in the Gallery, the title track's got, and the brilliant Baker Street Muses on this, Where did I rank it first time round? Number 3. It doesn't make the top draw, but it certainly makes the excellent tier. Another album I do like playing a lot. Up next in 1976, Too Young to Rock and Roll, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die. Title tracks on there, and Salamander. I'm ranked at 18. It's a bit of a mixed bag for me still. It's not brilliant. Probably the blip and the... Well, no, it's not a blip, but it's a mixed bag. But it's going to go at the in the last place of the mixed bags, because it's an album I don't actually play that much, because there's only... I mean, Salamander and Skating Away is, you know, the tracks that really dominate that for me. Okay, up next we go to 1977 and Songs of the Wood. It's got one of my favourite songs on there, Hunting Girl, Ring Out Solstice Bells, and of course Songs of the Wood. Where did I rank it last time? Let's have a look. Number 5. Yeah, it's still in there, so it's still an excellent album. It's got some of my favourite tracks on there, so I will put it just there. Okay, up next, 1978, Heavy Horses, and The Mouse Never Sleeps. It's brilliant. Heavy Horses itself, I put this in at number 13 last time, but I've grown to love this album more now. So this one has changed. It's gone up number 30. It would probably just be out hovering around that top 10 now. Is it? So it's a solid album. Is it better than War Child? No, but it is better than Stand Up. So there's a change for me. So Heavy Horses goes in as a solid album. Very underrated album in my books. Up next, 1979, Stormwatch, with Orion and LG on it. It's a mixed bag album for me. I think it always will be. It's got one or two good stuff on it, and it's an album I don't go back on much, I'm afraid. So it's a mixed bag, but it's a strong mixed bag. Or is it, I think? Oh no, it'll go in there because I do prefer Stand. No, I'll change my mind. They can go in there. It can be the top of the mixed bags. Okay, up next, now this was the one that Iain wanted to put out as a solo album, but the record company says no, you put it out as a Jethro Tull. But it has got Crossfire on it, so that's pretty good. And the Pine Martian's Jig, which is a lot of fun. Not a particular favourite album of mine though. Just checking, where shall I put this? Let's just have a look. Where did I rank it? Number 14. Yeah, I think it's still a mixed bag, but it's a little bit better than... Yes, that's better. Just a little bit better than Tall to Rock and Roll and all that. Okay, next up, from 1982, we have Broadsword and the Beast. Where do we put this? Number 7. Beastie and Pussy Willow are on this. I love Pussy Willow. Ooh. Yes, it's a great... I do play this album quite a lot, and I do enjoy it. Every track's pretty cool on there. I'd say it's an excellent album, but I'll put it in as last of the excellent albums. Okay, 1984. Well, we know what comes in 1984. yeah, the only thing worth listening to on this album is European Legacy. The rest is total nonsense and rubbish, electronic. Of course it's under wraps. You know where we put that one. Straight in the blips. Okay, up next was Broadsword and the Beast. No, it wasn't. It was Crest of a Knave, which has got Steel Monkey on, which is a great track. And Budapest. This was a top 10, number 9. Ooh. Yeah, it's still an excellent album. It can go in next to Broadsword. Up next then we have Rock Island from 1989. Rock Island Heavy Water. It's not one I put on very often. So it's a mixed bag. But it can come in there. Next up was Catfish Rising from 1981. I love this album. One of the better modern ones, I think. But last time round, it was number 8. Ooh, this is... Yeah, it's still good, but it's dropped a place in my books because Crest of a Knave has gone up one, so I'll put it in there. Okay, what we got next? 1995's Route to Branches. Number 17. Last time round. Yeah, it's still hovering around here somewhere. I'll just pop it in there, I think. It's an album I don't go back to very often. Okay then, 1999, Jethro J-Tull Dot Com. Not a favourite of mine. It's not a blip, but it's certainly a mixed bag. So it can go at the end of mixed bags. Okay, then in tour we have the Christmas album, which I think was 2003. It's a really good Christmas album. It's got the version of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen's good on there, and A Winter Snowscape's really nice. I like the album, but obviously it's an album that I only bring out at Christmas. So it's a solid Christmas album. I do bring it out every year. So we're moving on to the 2 newer albums. We have the one that came out last year, the Zealot Gene, in 2022. It's great to hear a new Jethro Tull album. You know, we got the Zealot Gene, which is good, and So Shanna's Sleeping, brilliant. Now, where does it come within this foray of songs and albums? Lots of change, different lineup. Iain's voice obviously is changed a lot, and it's a lot deeper and it's more talking. But I did enjoy it. It was great to hear it. Is it classic? Was it classic? No, it wasn't classic. But it is a solid album. So it can go in the solids. So we come to the album that came out just a few weeks ago. Was it RökFlöte? A good album. The singing's it's not too bad, but his flute playing is amazing on this. Where do I put it? It's a solid album, and I think this one would have made it definitely into the top 10 if I was to rank them again. Oh, would it hovering? It'd be round hovering, so I'm going to put it in solid, but I'm going to put it in there actually, because the flute playing is just wonderful. So there we have it. The top drawers are Thick as a Brick, Aqualung and Benefit, no change there. Excellent. Minstrel in the Gary, Songs of the Wood, Passion Play, Broadsword and the Beast, Crest of the Nine, Catfish Rising, the Solids, War Child, Heavy Horses, RökFlöte, Stand Up, the Christmas album, and Zealot Gene. Your mixed bag, Stormwatch, Roots to Branches, we got that, the white round, yeah. Rock Island, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die, Jethro, J-Tull .com, and the blip, of course, Under Wraps. So there we go. There's just another little tier ranking for you. I'll be back tomorrow though, and we've got the final part of the Bill Wyman story and the Rhythm Kings, a band that I went to see. And our classic album this week comes from the 1980s, and it is Talking Heads, Remain in the Light. So have a good Sunday everyone. We'll be back with another tier ranking very soon. So bye for now.